Welcome everyone. Out of the Woo here. As the recording of this, it is Monday, May 29, 2023. I am in Las Vegas, attending the festivities of an event called Punk Rock Bowling. It's been going on all weekend, but I did not get until late after yesterday afternoon. In fact, I went to one of the concerts last night, didn't bring my camera, saw the band Rancid that I really like. Great show, but I figured today, heck it, I would grab the camera and showcase what this event is about. It is winding down. It went out throughout the course of the weekend, but I'm gonna see what I can see, and I'm inviting you to join me. Also, take a look over here, off in the distance, the Stratosphere. I parked right here at the Fremont Street Experience where they have Slotzilla, slots of fun, slots of fun. I have a little bit of a punk rock background. In fact, I'll show some of the places I played in Vegas when I was in a band. It's gonna be a fun day, and I have no real game plan, so let's just see what happens. Join me. Yeah, shall you? Now, I've been to Vegas a few times. I'm definitely not an expert by any means, but I do know a little bit of the kind of the layout of the land. Downtown would be considered the Fremont district. Fremont is kind of one of my favorites because it has that, you know, a lot of the strip has been changed so many times, but Fremont is definitely a vibe. Now, back in the day, Fremont did not have this like zip line, colorful light display over here, but now it's like completely arched over with this item. Oh, take a look up there. There's some zip liners going by, and then at the Western Village is an old prospector over there on the corner. This says the Casino District, Fremont East District. Park it. Sit on it. Sit on it, Potsy. I always like all the neon. Obviously, it's daytime, so the neon's not on, but there's this cowboy right there on the horse. You got the martini glass over it, says Fremont East District. And I am gonna walk this way and go to a pool party. All right, so I'm gonna start here at this escalator and go up the escalator to what says the pool deck here at the Grand, where evidently there is something going on at the pool. Bands are playing while you're in the pool. All right, I guess I'm going the right way to the Grand Tower. Actually, I don't really know where I'm going. All right, I'm gonna guess this is the right place. The Citrus Grand Pool Deck. So what I thought it was that little crosswalk over there. All right, all in all, it looks like I was between the two bands. So they have bands playing, but there are, you know, they're setting up and breaking down, so nothing's really happening out here at the moment. But there's still plenty going on in Vegas for this event particularly, but everyone's just kind of like waiting in the pool. A lot of colored hair, a lot of mohawks, a lot of tattoos. Just a kind of a cool vibe for the punk rock community. It's been going on for, I think this is maybe the 27th year, I believe. Now, this is today's Monday main stage, Monday, May 29th. This is all the bands that are playing tonight. And then also this is, of course, the main logo here. And evidently it was just an early morning pool party. It ended at 1 p.m. It's 2:52 now. Gosh, I haven't heard of Sloppy Seconds in years. I remember listening to them in the 90s. I didn't even know they were still together. And from here, you see the sign over says, "Welcome to downtown Las Vegas," which is basically Fremont Street. Gonna pass the martini glass and just kind of walk this thing. I like all the artwork out here, and the sign. I'm having trouble talking. Probably should get a coffee at some point, but you got all the Vegas signs and all that. Also, there is, I think this is downtown billiards up here. I think I played a show here once. Right next to the El Cortez, right over here at Backstage Bar and Billiards. I was in a band called Guttermouth for a while. We played a lot of shows in Vegas. One of them I remember very well, playing in right inside the Backstage Bars and Billiards. And it looks bar and billiards. It looks like tonight they're having a show as well. Dog party in Winkler. I always like looking at all these murals. So downtown. So you got the strip and then you got downtown. These paintings through here. There's a cat playing a jazz instrument over here. And of course, one thing you can see from all of Vegas, the Stratosphere. One thing I always like to stop off at, kind of a nice landmark, is over here. Next to this heart is a big insect. It's a praying mantis. Praying or praying? Praying mantis, because it looks like he's praying. It illuminates fire in the evening hours. Right here outside of Container Park. Take a look at this oversized metal bug. I think this is actually bigger than the Coco Mantis in Kokomo, Indiana. I think this is, well, you know what? It might be about the same size. I'm gonna say this is probably about 20% bigger than the Coco Mantis, except the Coco Mantis in Indiana does not have a truck. This is like loaded on the back of this vehicle right here, this praying mantis. Is it praying or praying? I always say praying mantis, but it could be praying. Could be because it's praying. But it's got the eyes, and it has a contraption, I believe, after nightfall, this thing will light up and breathe fire. Yeah. Don't breathe fire on me, Mantis. The Mantis. And there's this very unique sphere here as well. It's very windy today. Very windy. Maybe that's why the fire effects are turned off. Oh, I can feel it. You can see the wind going through the trees there. The wind blowing the trees. Yeah, when I think of Fremont, I think of the Vegas Mantis. Vega Mantis. And just underneath the Mantis, this heart has a lot of little handwritten notes and things, and locks and lockets, and people that put "I love you" and whatnot, all kind of scattered around in here. So there's a lot of meaning here to all the lockets that are next in front of the Mantis itself. A very disappointed gentleman. I gave her my heart and she left me for. And then over here is another mural. Little peanuts on the side. Life is a shorty, shouldn't be so rough. Free parking at the El Cortez. But right down here at the end of this block is where the main concert and main Punk Rock Bowling Festival is taking place. Saw a few good bands last night. Face to Face, they were really good. Damn, they were really good. Of course, tonight, I'm probably not going to stay for Dropkicks. I've seen them probably a dozen times in my life. Many years ago when I was in a band, we opened up for these guys. It's kind of cool that they're playing their entire self-titled, of course, Institutionalized and other classics. The bass player of Metallica, I believe, used to play in that band and also was in Infectious Grooves, which is a side project of those guys. Now, last night, this place was busy. This was like a real beehive of activity. Of course, it was a little later in the day last night on a Sunday, which was last night. This is a Monday as a recording of this. A little mellower vibe. The first night, Bad Religion was here, and Me First the Gimmickum is and Interrupters, Fear. That would have been cool, but I wasn't here for that one. All right. I went through the little checkpoint and they said I was not allowed in with the camera that I had is considered video equipment and is against the rules to have video. Nothing says punk rock by not allowing in a Canon G7X Mark II that's as small as a cell phone and has the same video quality as a cell phone that I'm holding right here. I explained, I said, this is video equipment. And they said, yeah, well, I don't think we can let you in with that. Whatever. I could go put it back in the car, but I kind of don't care at this point. Once something kind of like gets in my head and I'm just like, yeah, what's the point? I went last night, saw the band I really wanted to see. It was awesome. But will not be going in. I'm not going to put my camera back in the car. I spent $90 on the ticket about an hour ago. It was $90 for the Sunday. And they said I could have got a media badge if I would have, ahead of time if I was media. But I really don't like doing the whole media thing. I don't know. I'm really kind of anti having like special perks. I like just paying for the events I want to support and go into. So I paid $90. Like yesterday, didn't film, and then today I figured, I go back, I showcase some of the vendors and whatnot. Just wanted to kind of show the vibe inside there and help show some of the vendors that were on site and some of the products they had and some of their organizations and whatnot. But I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going in because they will not allow. I can have a cell phone, but I cannot have. I'm going to record on the cell phone and show you exactly what I was walking in. My said no DSLRs. This isn't a DSLR, but evidently this is considered camera equipment of some sort. I guess it is a camera, but yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. A place that people are probably sneaking in booze, drugs, and who knows whatever else. I'm not allowed to take in a little tiny camera. I don't know, I'm pretty freaking annoyed by it, honestly, so I'm just kind of over it. I'm just gonna get out of here. This is my intense camera equipment. Smaller than my cell phone. Well, yeah, it actually technically is smaller than my cell phone. And newer cell phones have the same quality as this. And probably better, to be honest, but. And then this is probably the giveaway. This little culprit here, this little Manfrotto. And they were just like, oh, pull over. Yeah, you can't have that in here. Hold on, we're gonna make sure that's allowed. And then they came back and go, you can't have that. You can't bring any of that in. Follow the rules. Because punk rock's all about following rules. And I can totally go back to my car, put the little camera back and the Manfrotto back and go away to use my camera. But kind of once I made up my mind with things, once I make a decision, I'm just kind of over it. So I'll kind of take this day to just enjoy other stuff around Las Vegas and just saved myself going in there. And that's probably the one and done. I figured I'd never been to this one before, so I'll come to some point, come to punk rock bowling. But today was not that day. Glad last night it worked out and I was able to see Rancid. Also, fun fact, well, not fun fact, last night when Rancid played, no issue with Rancid, you know, they put on a great show. 3 or 4 songs into their set, the barricade broke. I was up near the front, and there was like a 40-minute delay. I didn't think the show was going to even continue, and all the workers from the festival were out there trying to fix the barricade. It was kind of an interesting scenario. It was a little bit of fiasco that took place. So 2 for 2 on the negative aspects about that. What did they say, strike 3? Not that they need me in there or anything like that. Evidently, they don't want me in there, but. All right, Vegas time. So I will not get the opportunity today to purchase overpriced t-shirts from bands that should be selling them for half the price, or buying waters at a, you know, an exorbitant overinflation to stay hydrated. Will not be able to do any of that in there. It's interesting too, now that I'm kind of on a rant, how the ticket prices affect. $90 to see punk bands. I don't really get like bent out of shape and upset over too many things, but one thing when it comes to cameras and being allowed to film and not film and what you can have, sometimes it's just complete absolute nonsense. You try to explain it and they're just like, huh? So yeah, I'm pretty irked over all of it. Same kind of thing happened at Coors Field at a Rockies game once, where, you know, because I was wearing a Rays cap and I was from out of town, the same thing happened with the man Frodo, and the usher was just very mean and kind of disgruntled to me. It was kind of the same kind of thing where they don't listen to reason at all and just try to even understand what you're saying. It's just like, nope, move along. And again, I could put everything back in the car and just film on my camera, which is technically, according to that, this is filming camera equipment. This is a camera, and I do not understand places in general that you cannot take a small handheld point and shoot camera, which films the same quality as that is smaller than this. It's just such a weird era that we live in, where people do not understand the difference. That everyone is filming on these. Everyone that's walking in over there is going to be filming something for social media on camera equipment. It's just bothers me. And again, I could also just take this back to the car, and what I'm filming on, which again is the Canon Mark VII, or the Canon G7X Mark II. If I didn't have this on there, it might not have drawn attention to it, but the thing is, if I go back with the camera that I'm filming on now without this, they will see me and go, oh wait, you still got that camera equipment on you? Even though I don't have this. But if I would have gone in without this originally with what I am filming on, I'm going back to my parking garage here too, because I'm just going to head back to my hotel and relax the rest of the day, not stand out in the scorching heat and spend, you know, a couple $100s on merchandise at the festival that I was going to go into, because it is frowned upon to bring something like this in to the festival, but there's no telling what else is floating around in there. You can tell I'm pretty happy about this, right? I love being told I can't film something. Nothing makes me happier. So here's the question. You film on a camera. Your phone is a camera. So if you go in, how is anything going to be filmed in there? So if anything that is found on the web that's filmed, it means everybody snuck in their camera equipment. Dang. This whole thing just puts a bad taste in my mouth of even being here. Not that I even love Vegas to begin with, but certain things, certain reasons I want to come here. But now I just don't even want to, I don't know. I was supposed to be here for a few days, but now I don't even care. I'll think about it the rest of the day, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes certain things just kind of throw you off. This threw me off again. All right, while I'm thinking and just kind of, you know, rambling a little bit, when did punk rock, you know, for me, when I started getting into it, it was all about being inexpensive, you know, playing shows for people at a smaller price. In fact, when I was in a band called TNT from Florida, if we if we ended up charging more than $10 for a shirt, we wouldn't have heard the end of it. But so it just seems as if once bands get popular, no matter what genre they are, it's just like some exorbitant price tag on all of it. I understand $90 to get into a festival, that makes total sense because you have to have the staff on hand to tell you can't bring in professional camera equipment, even though it's just a small little thing that's the size of a cell phone and films the same quality. So you have to have that, and you have to have, you got to have security and all that, so I get that. But why do the bands themselves have to charge so much? $35, $40, $50, $60 for a t-shirt, well, for a hoodie, $35 for a t-shirt, $40 for a t-shirt? I don't know. Food for thought. Oh, so I would be crossing over here at Fremont as well once it gives me the light. I don't know, it just seems like the things that I fell in love about the genre with kind of go out the window in this day and age. Just, I think Gene Simmons did an interview once with Henry Rollins from Black Flag, and he was talking about, Henry Rollins was saying how he's different than Kiss, and how that genre was different, and the morals and what they're kind of going for was different than what Kiss is going for. And Gene Simmons' response, I'm just paraphrasing, but Gene Simmons' response was, once you sell a t-shirt, once you put your name on a t-shirt and sell it, you're Kiss. And that kind of just popped in my head, thinking of, I don't know, just the event that just kind of transpired. And honestly, it's pretty obvious. Everything's about money these days. Let's sing about anarchy. Not allow these in. These are good. Underage drinking, drug use, who knows whatever else is going on behind the scenes. No little Manfrottos though. None of those. It's considered professional grade camera equipment right there. Man, this is so rebellious. It's punk as F. So last night I was at the show watching Rancid. Amazing band, great band. But I filmed some clips on this, you know, professional grade camera equipment that everyone's allowed to bring in. Right here, this cell phone. I'm gonna share some clips from last night when the barricade broke and everyone had to wait around for 45 minutes while the fiasco of them trying to fix it. Granted, I will give them this, they did fix the barricade, but middle of the Rancid song, they shut it down, came out waving their arms, like, oh, whoa, the barricade's broke, everyone step back, step back. So many people there, the barricade was not correctly set up. It took like 45 minutes to get it all ready to go. So, you know, waiting an hour in between bands for Rancid up along the front, which I don't mind doing, waiting for the band I really want to see. And then after waiting, Rancid played 2 or 3 songs. And then, honestly, I didn't even think they were even going to get it fixed and come back. But this is just footage of them trying to get it all fixed. There's a lot of confusion. So just, yeah. So I filmed all this on something that was allowed in. Professional grade camera equipment. So what does it matter? Anyway, this footage that I'm putting up from last night was filmed on my cell phone. No different than the footage on the little tiny camera that I would have brought in. There you go. Wasn't gonna put it up. There it is. One last little footnote, and then that's gonna do it for today. I try to do my best with being a normal person and showing these videos from a normal state of mind, no pun intended, normal, another state of mind. Normal point of view. I no longer, I haven't for many years, do any sort of media credentials. I don't want to do media. They said that, oh, if you had gone through the media outlets, you would be allowed to bring that in. But the fact is, if I would have unscrewed the little Manfrotto tripod that I showed on the dash and not have brought that in, it just had the camera, put it in my fanny pack, there would have never had been an issue whatsoever. So it was the correlation, it's my own fault in some ways, that I had the two attached because it maybe draws attention. But me trying to explain it, they wanted no explanation, whatever, it was just cut and dry. You can't bring that in whatsoever. Even though I unscrewed it, I said, if you would have brought this in without this on there, but they wouldn't even have said anything. And I'm sure there's countless people who went in with a camera similar to the small one that I am filming on at the moment. But I've always tried to go with the whole no media aspect of it. Another thing is like the haunt seasons, you know, sometimes they will not let you film at certain haunted houses because you don't have media credentials, but I don't want to do the media credentials. I want to support places that I have interest in, like what I wanted to go to today, and you know, the haunts and things like that. I don't want a free ride. I want to be able to pay, but I want to be treated as the media people are. How are they any different than anyone else? Even though I could be that, it just seems like normal people are the ones that kind of get crapped on. Just saying. But that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. I'm not happy. And it probably trans into this. And you very rarely will see me do a rant like this, but it's just escalating certain events throughout the course of the year like this that happen. Not particularly this one, but you know, with haunt stuff, and I've been to baseball games like that too, where they just do not comprehend the aspect. If I just unscrew this little thing, it's a normal thing. If I'd have brought this in, it'd been in the fanny pack, you wouldn't even have noticed it. Ugh. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. The vlog. Whew. Fist up to the normal folk. Up with the normies. The vlog. We gotta unite, right? The vlog is over.